Have you ever made a decision and later realized your gut feeling drove it, even before your brain had time to analyze the facts? That's emotional anchoring at work, a subtle psychological force that guides choices before logic even enters the room. Today, we'll uncover how emotions shape decisions, why understanding them is your secret weapon in negotiations, persuasion, and everyday life, and how to use this knowledge to influence outcomes ethically. By the end, you'll not just understand emotional anchoring, you'll be able to apply it consciously to guide outcomes without manipulation. Emotional anchoring is when your first emotional impression of a person, situation, or idea sets the stage for all subsequent decisions. It's subconscious, powerful, and often stronger than logic. Your mind uses that first emotional reference as a guide for all subsequent decisions. Example: you meet a colleague who radiates confidence and positivity. Even before knowing their skills, your mind favors them. That first impression becomes the anchor for everything that follows. Emotions fire faster than logic. The amygdala reacts instantly, while the prefrontal cortex, the reasoning part of the brain, comes later. This explains why first impressions and emotional reactions often override facts. Even in negotiations, the first emotional cue can shape the entire outcome. Example: during a sales pitch, excitement and enthusiasm can persuade someone to agree before they even analyze numbers. Your initial emotional reaction creates the primary anchor. Positive energy, confidence, and attentiveness make people receptive. Negative energy, disinterest, or hesitation can create resistance. Example: arriving on time, greeting warmly, and speaking clearly at a meeting sets a positive emotional anchor. People are more likely to respond favorably to your ideas afterward. Stories trigger emotions instantly, creating a mental anchor. Instead of stating facts, frame them in narratives. For instance, last month, a small team we helped completed 3 weeks of work in just 2 is more impactful than saying we increased efficiency by 20%. Stories engage empathy, curiosity, and imagination, all of which act as emotional anchors. The first statement, offer, or number often sets the anchor. Confidence in delivery matters more than the content alone. Express calm excitement or subtle concern. These emotional cues shape how your counterpart perceives value. Example: presenting a project budget with calm confidence makes it feel reasonable. Hesitation can make the same number seem excessive. Sometimes the first anchor is negative. You can shift the emotional baseline using reframing and context. Example: this cost might seem high, but compared to industry standards, it's a bargain. Similar investments last quarter produced triple the returns. Re-anchoring gives people a fresh emotional perspective and increases acceptance. When people are mentally fatigued, emotional anchors have even greater influence. Small cues like tone, energy, and enthusiasm shape decisions more strongly than facts. Leading with emotionally impactful points early ensures your message sticks before fatigue sets in. Example: opening a long meeting with an inspiring story or vision creates a positive emotional anchor for the rest of the discussion. Emotional anchoring works both ways. Observing subtle reactions, smiles, tone shifts, posture, reveals the other person's emotional anchors. Matching and reinforcing positive cues helps guide perception naturally. Example: if someone seems excited about innovation, frame your proposal around creativity and impact rather than technical details. Advertisements rely heavily on emotional anchoring. The first emotional impression of a product often sticks even before analyzing price or specifications. Story-driven campaigns create mental anchors that influence future decisions. Example: a car commercial shows families laughing and driving in scenic landscapes. You associate that feeling of happiness and safety with the car, anchoring your perception positively. Leaders influence teams through emotional anchors. Inspirational speeches and visions create positive emotional frames. Confidence, enthusiasm, and clarity set anchors that guide decision-making and behavior. Example: a team lead opens a meeting by sharing a compelling vision for the quarter. Even before discussing metrics, the emotional anchor motivates alignment and engagement. Logic reinforces emotional anchors. Start with emotion, follow with facts, and finish with emotional reinforcement. Example: imagine the excitement of seeing your project succeed. Logic: this plan increases efficiency by 40%. Reinforce: at the end of this quarter, this change could transform your workflow. This combination ensures decisions feel both emotionally satisfying and logically sound. Objections can be softened using emotional anchors. Address concerns gently, reinforcing positive emotions. Repeat key points with slight variations to re-anchor perception. Example: if someone says the cost is too high, reframe emotionally. I understand it seems high, but this investment can significantly reduce stress and workload for your team. Repeating emotionally framed points subtly strengthens the anchor. Repetition creates familiarity, comfort, and trust. The more often someone encounters the emotionally framed idea, the stronger the anchor becomes. Example: in a presentation, repeat the key benefit 3 times using different stories or scenarios. Each repetition reinforces the emotional anchor. Emotional anchoring is powerful, but it should never manipulate fear or anxiety. Guide emotions ethically to help people make better choices. Highlight benefits, opportunities, and shared values instead of exploiting weaknesses. Example: presenting a new system, anchor excitement by emphasizing efficiency and team growth rather than highlighting competitors' failures. Most decisions appear rational, but emotions are the real gatekeepers. Logic explains, emotion decides. When you master emotional anchoring, you don't force outcomes, you guide them. You connect ideas to feelings so decisions feel right, not pressured. With emotional anchoring, you can create stronger first impressions that build instant trust, guide decisions naturally and ethically, influence negotiations, presentations, and everyday conversations. Turn ideas into memorable stories that stay long after the conversation ends. The key is intention. Anchor confidence, safety, curiosity, or hope, not fear or manipulation. Because people don't act on information alone. They act on how that information makes them feel. Remember, people feel first, think later. Anchor emotions wisely, and logic will follow.